everybody, time for another real quick 3-minute office meeting. Today is April the 27th. First of all, I got a couple of housekeeping things I need to talk about. First thing is the alarm systems. We are still getting a lot of calls after hours saying our alarms have not been set. So when you leave the building, it takes 1 second to kind of walk around and go, hey, am I the only one here? And if you don't hear anything back, chances are you're the only one there. So make sure you're setting the alarm before you leave. Remember, especially if you don't have an office in one of our offices, in some cases there are thousands of dollars worth of equipment, like ginormous Macintosh computers, sitting in offices that we would really like to see there the next morning when we come in, so make sure you set that alarm. The next thing I want to talk about is the Wi-Fi in Green Valley. Has been a little bit of a problem over the last couple of days. We finally have a solution. Basically, we just didn't have enough bandwidth for all the little connection points. And everybody's cell phones like this, today we pulled it up, there were 72 things connected to our Wi-Fi. The majority of it were people's cell phones. So tomorrow they're actually installing some more Wi-Fi hotspots in our buildings, as well as a bigger pipe that will accommodate more traffic. So that will solve the Wi-Fi problem at Green Valley. Next thing I want to talk about is something that, as the market sort of flattens out, especially in certain price points, is something you need to understand and know how to do, which is going to be price drops. One of the best tips I can give you for doing price drops on houses is, number one, of course, you're leading with the data. But rather than go into a property and say, hey, are we going to do a price drop, yes or no, you need to go in with an A or B option. And what I mean by that is, I like to go in and say, these are some of the feedback I've gotten off the showing that tells me some issues with the house. Maybe there's a problem with the paint in some rooms. Maybe it smells bad because there's a cat that lives there, whatever it is. So I always go in saying, why don't we make these capital improvements that will solve some of the problems that may bring the price up to where you want to list it, or we can just drop the price now. Now, make sure when you use this method that you do stress them that just because you make these capital improvements does not guarantee you're going to get the price you want, but it will help. Because in some cases, I think sellers, some of them will want to make those capital improvements to bring the price up, and some of them won't want to deal with it. They'll just want to drop the price to get it done. But the reality of the situation is you're not going in with a yes or no, you're going with an A or B, which makes you much more of a professional and problem solver than you were. Now, the last thing I want to talk about real quick before we jump off is, we're already to April, end of April, almost into May. If your business is not where you wanted it to be this year, this is that time where people start to get a little antsy, start saying, man, am I doing things right? Maybe I'm just a little stale. Maybe I just need a little bit of a jump start. So starting next week, Sherry, our Director of Business Development, is actually going to teach an ongoing series called Reignite. It's designed to get you pumped back up, get you put back on the right direction, get you doing the right things that are going to help you make money in your real estate career. If you haven't gotten a call from her already, you probably will over the next couple of days to see if you might be interested in this program. I strongly advise you buy in, do this. You got nothing to lose. If you haven't closed a deal this year and you're sitting home every day watching Maury Povich, you're not doing yourself any favors. So when Sherry calls, the answer is yes. Get involved with this program, reignite your business, and start making some money for the rest of 2016. Well, that's all I got for today. So I hope you guys have a great week, and let's go sell some real estate.